Accused gang members connected to nearly 20 shootings are off city streets. After a 2-year investigation, more than a dozen people have been arrested accused of violent crimes.
Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez announcing the charges Wednesday and then reading text messages exchanged between those alleged gang members, describing the disappointment that they didn't shoot and kill their intended target.
They say it's a bad drill, and the person that we allege, Antoine Favorite, says, how was it a bad drill? He's asking, like, how was it a bad drill? We chased, they shot at their rivals. He says, because nobody got hit.
Brooklyn law enforcement has taken a major step in cracking down on gang violence with the indictment of 14 alleged members of the 5'9" Brims and Bloodhound Brims. These gangs, both factions of the Bloods, have been linked to 19 shootings, 9 injuries, and multiple acts of violence, including the deletion of a rival gang member. Brooklyn has long been plagued by gang violence, with the 5'9" Brims and Bloodhound Brims playing a major role. Originating in New York's prison system, the 5'9" Brims formed in 1995 under OGMAC, while the Bloodhound Brims emerged in the mid-2000s, led by Latik Brim Johnson. Both gangs expanded beyond prison walls, with the 5'9" Brims and Bloodhound Brims from Coney Island and Sheepshead Bag engaging in violent conflicts with rivals like Folk Nation and GWAY. Their ongoing war escalated after the 2021 demise of Bloodhound Brim member Davonte, leading to a series of retaliatory shootings. Years of investigation have now resulted in a major indictment aimed at dismantling their influence.
Cardi B's best friend is facing charges tonight in a sweeping gang roundup. Star Brim, whose real name is Yannette Respass, was indicted on racketeering and assault charges. They say she was the highest-ranking woman in the 5'9" Brims gang. That's a subset of the Blood street gang. She's also accused of putting out a hit on a bartender she thought was having an affair with Cardi B's husband, Offset. In recent years, Brim has become a bit of a social media celebrity with nearly 1 million followers on Instagram. She also appears on Cardi's account.
When you look at Ashton Martin lifestyle, a lot of niggas might not make it, but the few that do, go do it for the ones that did. Regular slime time shit, Stazo B, Nickel 9 slime time, NYBBA feed game. You know when you stop that clock shit, tend to get shot.
Stop playing with this Brim shit. Bun you up.
I want to dedicate it to Pee Wee and Lacey. 5'9" Brims, stand up.
The 5'9" Brims originated in the 1990s as an offshoot of the Bloods within New York's prison system. Initially meant to be called 9-5 Brims, OGMAC ultimately decided on 5'9" Brims. The gang formed inside Rikers Island in 1995, providing protection and structure for inmates in a violent prison environment. Key figures such as Pee Wee and Lacey played crucial roles in organizing the set, helping establish it as a dominant faction within the New York Blood Brim Army. Larry O, founder of the Mac Ballas, was also closely associated with its early development. The 5'9" Brims became one of the first 5 Blood sets in New York, marking a turning point in East Coast gang culture. Their influence expanded beyond prisons and into the streets, solidifying their presence in the larger Blood network. Despite crackdowns and leadership incarcerations, the 5'9" Brims legacy remains a key part of New York's gang history.
Yeah, this your boy Latik Brim Johnson. So I'm gonna take a moment to set the record straight for you. I see there's a lot of controversy over this WOOO thing. So first and foremost, CJ made a hot song, but the content that he used is not his content. So his foundation is based off a lie. He's not WOOO. He don't know nothing about WOOO. He just seen a fly splash and he jacked it.
The Bloodhound Brims, BHB, is a faction of the Bloods emerging in the mid-2000s as part of the New York Blood Brim Army. Founded within the New York State prison system, BHB quickly expanded its influence both inside and outside prison walls, engaging in drug trafficking, violent assaults, and racketeering. Latik Brim Johnson, the gang's founder, established and controlled the Bloodhound Brims while incarcerated. Despite being behind bars, he orchestrated violent crimes, ordered attacks on rivals, and maintained leadership over the gang's operations. Authorities labeled Brim the godfather of BHB, citing his continued influence despite imprisonment. However, major law enforcement crackdowns have significantly weakened the gang's power.
Gang terror caught on surveillance footage. A barrage of bullets, 40 of them, fired on a street corner while an innocent family with a baby walks by and ducks down for their lives. Another man runs through the lobby of a building. Behind him, gunshots are fired. Everyone inside runs and gets down. Then there's another who's staked out inside a sneaker store. There he is, they say. A half hour later, he leaves and gets shot in the middle of a public street in Bay Ridge. 2 innocent bystanders are also shot. These are just some of the alleged members of the 59 Brims Bloodhound Brims gang. 14 of them, including a 15-year-old, were charged with a 129-count indictment on weapons possession for violent crimes committed throughout the Sheepshead Bay and Coney Island neighborhoods in 2021 and 2022. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez announcing the charges Wednesday and then reading text messages exchanged between those alleged gang members, describing the disappointment that they didn't shoot and kill their intended target.
They say it's a bad drill, and the person that we allege, Antoine Favorite, says, how was it a bad drill? He's asking, like, how was it a bad drill? We chased, they shot at their rivals. He says, because nobody got hit.
According to the indictment, the alleged gang members revealed an intent for opposing gang members through music videos, recorded jail conversations, cell phone evidence, and Facebook and Instagram posts.
Prosecutors say these 14 suspects are collectively responsible for a wide variety of crimes between 2022 and 2024. They're linked to one, along with a rash of shootings that injured 9 people, including several innocent bystanders.
From opening fire on a residential Brooklyn street to shooting into cars and wounding innocent bystanders, left crying for help, these 14 alleged gang members stopped at nothing to settle their scores.
District Attorney Eric Gonzalez stated, last year, gun violence reached a record low due to strategic enforcement and targeted gang takedowns like this one, which removed 14 alleged shooters responsible for extreme violence in Coney Island and Sheepshead Bay. These individuals are accused of carrying out 19 shootings, killing a rival, and injuring innocent bystanders, recklessly endangering our communities. Focused enforcement has proven effective, and we will continue taking decisive action to keep violent criminals off our streets. The defendants are being arraigned before Brooklyn Supreme Court Justices Danny Chun and Craig Walker on a 129-count indictment, facing charges including second-degree conspiracy, attempted and criminal possession of a weapon, among other offenses. Crimes committed by members and associates of the 59 Brims and Bloodhound Brims, 2 blood-affiliated gangs operating primarily in Sheepshead Bay and Coney Island. The investigation focused on a series of violent incidents, including a deletion and multiple non-fatal shootings occurring across the 61st, 60th, 67th, 73rd, and 69th precincts since February 2021. According to the investigation, the defendants' rival gangs include Folk Nation, FNO, WOOO, and GWAY, a subset of the Guerrilla Stonebloods. While tensions between the defendants' gangs and Folk Nation had existed for years, the rivalry escalated following the April 29, 2021 demise of Bloodhound Brim member Davonte Lewis, also known as Dior, outside his high school in Midwood. This event sparked a prolonged gang war that has continued for years. The 59 Brims/Bloodhound Brims defendants allegedly communicated their intent to delete rival gang members through music videos, recorded jail conversations, cell phone evidence, and social media posts on Facebook and Instagram. Text messages exchanged between the defendants suggest their goal was not just to intimidate, but to delete or seriously injure their rivals. In one conversation following a May 29, 2022 shooting that resulted in no injuries, the shooters were criticized for failing to leave the intended victims in critical condition as planned. On May 2, 2021, just 3 days after the deletion of Davonte Lewis, defendant Karen Evans and others allegedly entered Folk Nation territory near 3405 Foster Avenue in the 67th precinct. Evans then allegedly shot a rival folk gang member multiple times in the stomach. The victim survived but sustained a lacerated liver. On February 8, 2022, at approximately 3:10 p.m., defendant Olmo Goriola Olmotosho and another individual allegedly followed a rival gang member to 2926 West 25th Street, a known GWAY stronghold in Coney Island. They then opened fire on arrival, shooting into the street and into the lobby, which was occupied by residents of all ages. While no one was injured, several people had to take cover to avoid the gunfire. This building, located in the heart of Brims territory, has been the site of 3 separate shootings charged in the indictment. On May 29, 2022, at approximately 7:45 p.m., defendant favorite, along with an associate and 2 unidentified individuals, allegedly opened fire toward a group of people gathered near a vehicle at the intersection of West 25th Street and Mermaid Avenue. One of the intended targets returned fire before fleeing into 2926 West 25th Street, a known GWAY stronghold. While no injuries were reported, several pedestrians, including a family with a young child, were forced to take cover, narrowly avoiding being caught in the crossfire. On October 9, 2022, at approximately 7:17 p.m., in front of 2957 Avenue W at the Sheepshed Bay houses, defendant Ware and an accomplice, who has already pleaded guilty, allegedly fired multiple rounds at a perceived rival, striking him in the arm. On October 31, 2022, at approximately 5:10 p.m., in front of 2932 Avenue V at the Nostrand houses, defendants Ware and Ron Thomas allegedly shot and deleted Jamal Nicholson, a folk gang member and prominent drill rapper. During the attack, they also shot and wounded his girlfriend, who suffered gunshot wounds to the thigh and lower abdomen and remained in critical condition for weeks. On June 23, 2023, at approximately 4 o'clock, defendant Omo Goriola Omotosho arrived at a sneaker store at 9413 Fifth Avenue in Bay Ridge for a new sneaker release. While inside, he and other Brims members spotted a rival folk gang member. At 4:10 p.m., after the rival exited the store and got into a parked car, Omotosho opened fire into the vehicle. The intended target was not hit, but 2 innocent bystanders were wounded, one inside the car and another waiting in line outside the store. The indictment of 14 alleged members of the 5'9 Brims and Bloodhound Brims marks a significant step in curbing Brooklyn's gang violence. The defendants face charges for deletion, attempted deletion, and weapons possession after 19 shootings that left 9 people injured. Law enforcement officials credit strategic gang takedowns for the city's decline in gun violence. This case reinforces their commitment to removing violent offenders and restoring safety to Brooklyn streets.